Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to today's video where I'm playing with this Nomad palette to do this eyeshadow look. I haven't played with this palette in a little while, and a friend was telling me that she was struggling with it, so I thought that I would make a video and demonstrate on camera some of my tips for her. Today I'm going to be playing with this Nomad Verona Love and Death palette. I was talking to a friend of mine. She got this palette recently and she was having trouble with it. She was having trouble with the shimmers in particular, and that is pretty much across the board with this palette. The shimmers are very hard pressed. They are pretty, but they're also kind of like topper shades, and they're just not Nomad's best or easiest to work with formula. So, sorry, I had to adjust there. Anyway, they're not Nomad's easiest to use formula. So I told her that if I had a chance to do my eyeshadow today, I would use this palette and see if I could come up with any tips. I actually went back into my Nomad playlist, which is linked down below in the description box if you want to see it. And I looked up every time I used this palette on camera, and I saw that I did apply the shimmers each time with my brush, and I sprayed it. I do that pretty uniformly across all of the shimmer formulas, except maybe like ColourPop, sometimes Oud and Zai. It depends. Some formulas definitely pick up better with the finger and some don't. Anyway, here is the palette, and I'm really not sure what colors I want to play with today. I think I want to dip into the red and gray and maybe use this shimmer. Would that be weird? That would be weird, right? Might do it anyway. I was actually thinking maybe I would do red pink, but with my shirt, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'm going to go with the weird option and see how it goes. I've already primed my eyes using the Glamlight Icing Primer. Everything I use is down below in the description box. It's all linked unless it's discontinued, in which case it's simply mentioned. Yeah, I do want to use the deep red shade here. Sorry, this palette is so awkward. I'll just hold it this way. This one here is called Quill, and then this greenish, yellowy, goldy sort of shimmer is called Moors. And I was going to use the gray, but I think I'm actually going to use this purple instead, which is called Dagger. So let's dip into Dagger first. No, not, yes, no, yes, it's official, yes. Dipping into Dagger, and I'm going to fill my crease with this shade. It's light enough, but it's clearly buildable, that I can put it all over the place and deepen the outer area if I want to. So I think I'll just lay this down on the whole crease and keep it lighter toned over here, and then make it darker out here. Now that we're in January, I'm reflecting on my content uploads for the month of December. Last year in December, I had a lot of really fun year-end kinds of videos, rankings and tours and declutters, all the sort of thing that you would expect from an eyeshadow themed YouTube channel. That's what I did last year, and it was a good time. I had tag videos and everything. I really enjoyed my content last year. Well, sorry. When I'm saying last year, what I mean is 2022, December of 2022. That's the kind of content that you would have found on my channel, and it was a good time. I really enjoyed it, and the numbers at that time reflected that viewers also enjoyed it. Then December 2023, I decided to do, based on positive feedback from my subscribers, a letter-themed series where I was spelling out a word, and each new video was eyeshadows that only used the next letter in the word. It was a lot of fun, but looking back on it, I had a few thoughts. First off, my thumbnails for that time period were very unvaried and kind of boring. It was like, oh look, the same thumbnail with just a different picture. I like to have a bit more variety across my uploads because it just keeps the channel looking interesting, keeps me interested, keeps viewers engaged, I think. It was fun, but if I were to do it again, I would not choose such a long word. I used the word holidays, and it felt a bit like it was dragging towards the end. Now I'm gonna grab Quill and deepen this outer area. It's gonna get a little bit burgundy sort of toned because I'm putting it on top of the purple, and that was by design because I wanted to match with the not quite true red shade of my lips. Anyway, the series was fun. What I really enjoyed about it was the challenge. It was kind of like a palette bingo, where you don't really get to choose the colors and you just have to make it work. The only difference was that instead of them being randomly chosen numbers, the theme of those shadows was that they all started with the same letter. And I really, really enjoyed, I think, all but 2 of the looks. Now, the people who watched the video and commented, which is like kind of my core subscriber base, you guys who always comment on my videos. I really appreciate you. I love your feedback and I enjoy interacting with you in the comments. You guys told me that you very much enjoyed the series overall. You said that it was engaging and entertaining and you enjoyed the challenge as much as I did. So I appreciated your feedback. But I think that not everybody agreed because I was actually losing subscribers as that series went on. And I found it to be kind of amusing. So I had a good time. Some people really enjoyed it, and then clearly some people did not. It's perfectly fine. That is the nature of the beast. I brought those colors down onto the lower lash line as well, the purple into the red over here, and now I want to dip into the shimmer. So I've got a flat brush. I've cleaned it off. The shimmer here is called, what did I say? Moors. Again, the shimmers in this palette are not the best. They're pretty if you can pick them up, and that's the point of difficulty. So here it is, lightly swatched with my finger. It picks up okay. It's not going to pick up a whole lot better on the brush, but at least with the brush I get some control. I'm going to try it with the brush, and what I'm going to do is, instead of painting like this, because that along with the finger seems to just push the shimmers further down, I'm actually going to swirl it around like this. So I'm contacting the pan and I'm just going in a circle like this little pushing motion, and I'm getting some fallout, which is fine because it indicates that I am at least moving the pigment. So sort of scuffing it up a little bit there, flipping it over, doing the same on the other side, and then when I have the shadow a bit agitated in the pan, then I will lay down my brush and try to swipe to pick it up. Slowly I can see it building up on my brush a little bit, and now I'm going to spray the brush. My friend was saying that she was really disappointed because she very much wanted to play with the palette, enjoyed the color story, liked the looks that she got from it, but was having trouble picking up the shimmers, and I totally understand. So I'm going to place this here. Yeah, see, it's laying down fine. It's just a matter of picking it up. That's the difficulty. But it's pretty once you do get it on the eyes. I mean, that's pretty. It looks nice. Anyway, so the series was not a resounding success, and that's totally fine. I mean, it's my channel, and I have to do what interests me, because if I'm putting out content that I find boring, nobody's going to want to watch. And end of the day, I'm not going to be having a good time either. So what's the point of that, right? I have to put out content that actually interests and excites me. I mean, I've had a few videos where I was just kind of electric because I was so excited about the subject matter. Perfect case in point was when I did the Christmas with a Twist last year. That video was so much fun. It was so much fun. And what I did was I thought about different elements of Christmas, like the lights on the tree or the wrapping paper, and then I chose palettes that made me think of those elements. The At Far Sight palette from Robbie de Christie was my manger scene because of the wood of the manger and the stable and maybe the gold paint that you might find on the robes of the wise men. And my excitement came across on screen where people were saying, Rachel, you just clearly had a great time with this video. I need to be enjoying the content that I'm creating, because if I don't, then this hobby is not a joyful thing for me. And if I don't, then nobody's going to want to watch my videos. I'm sorry that my holidays theme was not more of a success, but I did enjoy it. I did get some really fun eyeshadow looks out of it, and I know that some people also enjoyed it. And to me, that's worthwhile. Okay, this is looking so pretty and I like it. I want to tie it into my shirt just a little bit. Now, there are two options here. I'm going to swatch these two shimmers. I've got the purple shimmer called Tragedy and the blue shimmer called Juliet. See, they pick up nicely. The purple is obvious, right? It'll work nicely with these two colors. It'll work nicely with my lips. It'll work nicely with my earrings and with my shirt. And I've already got kind of a purple thing going on over here when I added the red on top of the purple. The blue is a bit different. And honestly, I think it would tie into everything less because it's more of a true blue, whereas what I'm wearing is a bit more teal leaning, and it doesn't at all work with the other colors in the eye look where it's going to naturally merge into this outer area. So I'm going to use the purple. And just because I happen to swatch it so it's on my finger, I'll just use my finger to lay it down. And now I'm going back into Moors, making sure that the purple doesn't take over too much of this area. I want this space to be more yellowy. That's pretty though. I think that's pretty. There's nothing in here that I want to use as an inner corner highlight. I could use Moors being that yellowy shimmer. It's not bad. Why don't we just do that since I'm right here and it's halfway applied anyway because of a little bit of fallout from the upper lid space. I will say, as far as picking up the shimmer, like what I showed you guys where I was agitating it, once you've done that, it is a little bit easier to pick up the shimmer for the rest of that look because the pan has been bothered a bit. So the shadows are a little bit more, accessible. Because at this point, I'm picking up that shade, but I'm not even spraying it. I'm just picking it up and laying it right down. Okay, I think that's it. I'm gonna go off camera and finish up. I'll be right back. All right, here is everything. I had to change my lip color, so let me talk about that first. I started out with the Italia Deluxe Ultra Fine Lip Liner in the shade 1062 Auburn. That's what I wore for the entire video. But then by the time I was done and I realized how cool and purpley my look was and how more harvest leaning my lip color was, I had to take it off and change it. So I replaced it with the same brand in the shade 1031 Deep Purple, and then I topped it with the ColourPop lip oil in the color Smirk. So that's what's going on with my lips. It was just bothering me that I had, first off, a lot of color on my face and those colors weren't working together. So because my eye look turned out quite cool and purple burgundy sort of leaning, I wanted the lips to work with it. Then to finish off my eye look, I really wanted a white in my waterline, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I don't know where my white went. Maybe my toddler got a hold of it. Maybe it rolled under the couch or something. I'm gonna have to search. But in the meantime, I used a light pink. This is from ColourPop. The shade is called Fluffy. And then I have some mascara. I did do a winged eyeliner using my... Baby's awake. Did you hear that? She's like a little pterodactyl. This is my Split It liner palette from Artitude Cosmetics. It's linked down below as well. I love this. I am having so much fun with this little palette. You just need 1 drop of water, and I have a very fine tipped paintbrush that I got at the craft store, and I just work it together until I have a liquid and do whatever the heck I want. It is so much fun. It's so easy to use, and then when you're done using the palette, it dries very quickly. I used this maybe 5 minutes ago, and it's totally dry. I can close it up securely and tuck it away. I'm having a great time. This is such a delightful purchase for me. It's a good time. So what I did was I used that burgundy shade and I did a wing and then a little dab on the end of the wing. I brought the wing about halfway on the lid space because I didn't want it overlapping the shimmer. I thought those colors would not work together very well. And then I have a tiny little dot at the inner corner as well. That's everything for the eyes. On my face, I do have a little bit of blush from my Tarte blush palette, and from my ABH Aurora Glow Kit, a highlighter, I used this purple. So I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I'll zoom in so that hopefully you can. I put enough that I could see it in my kind of less than ideal lighting, but I have a bit of purple highlighter on because it's fun. And that is everything. So I really do enjoy how it turned out. And you know, this palette is a bit of a sticker for me because I think that the cumbersome nature of the palette's packaging and my feelings about the too monochromatic red and pink side make me less excited about the palette. But then when I do use it, I very much enjoy the final result. Honestly, I don't think I would have thought to pair a burgundy red with purple tones and this odd silver yellowy greeny gold sort of shimmer. I mean, those are weird colors, right? And I don't think I would have thought to put them together if they weren't already existing curated in a palette. So kudos to Nomad for pushing me out of my comfort zone and for challenging me with interesting color combinations. I think this is very pretty. I would love to hear your thoughts as always. I really enjoy interacting with you guys. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for giving me just a little part of your day. I hope you think that it was worthwhile. If you haven't subscribed, I do hope you'll consider doing so before you go. Again, I upload several videos every week, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.